Welcome to the Old Computer Museum's channel, and this is a game for the Amiga 500 and it is called Test Drive by Accolade. Test Drive, one of the very popular games of the 80s for many platforms. And so this is the Amiga 500 version of Test Drive. This game was made by Accolade. Accolade being one of the companies that actually made some very interesting games in the 80s. Came out in 1987. It's available for the Amiga, the Amstrad CPC, the Apple II, the Atari ST, the Commodore 64, and also for DOS on the PC. And the first time I've ever played this game actually was on a Commodore 64 computer. And really played a lot. I enjoyed Test Drive a lot. So, and you can see here with the high scores that I've actually played Test Drive myself on the Amiga. So basically Test Drive is a mix of racing game and well, it says a test drive of different cars, and you can see here you've got different cars like the Porsche 911 Turbo, you've got the Ferrari Testarossa, you've got the Lotus Turbo Esprit. I believe this is one of the cars that was in a James Bond movie back then. The Lamborghini Countach, and of course the Chevy Corvette. So basically you choose your car, you got all the stats on every car, you will actually drive that car on the road. It's not something, it's not a racing game per se, in the sense that you can go at the speed you want and you'll still go through the levels, but your score is dependent on the fastest speed you can do on a course. You have 6 different levels before you reach the top, where it's finish. So basically you try to get the best score possible, and the only way to get the best score possible is to go the fastest you can with your car. But you've got some interesting little loopholes here. First one being the fact that you have radars, so police can actually arrest you if you go too fast, because there are speed limits on the road, so it's like a real road. You've got to be careful also not to fall off the cliff when there are cliffs, or hit the walls. Got to be careful when you're actually going faster than someone else. You need to be careful of oncoming traffic, like I just did here. And so basically you go the fastest you can to finish the level here. You have to you have to actually change your gears for your speed, so unless you're gonna stall a motor and just, you know. And here's the little radar that you can hear. 2 things you can do when you hear the radar for the police. You can either slow down to the speed limit fast enough and it should be okay, or you'll actually have the cops just behind you giving you a ticket to slow you down. And if you crash too often, well, you'll eventually it will eventually end the game. So you got to be careful not to crash too much, but it's not a, you know, you can crash at least 4 or 5 times, I believe, before you actually end the game. So it's not too bad. So this is the first installment. There's a series of test drive games. Test Drive 2, the Duel, and I believe there's Test Drive 3 and 4. So there were lots of test drives being done at the time. And here's telling you that. So the fastest you go, the more score you have. Pulls into a gas station, and here you have your score for each step of the course. So and of course with all the little comments that show up. So for example, look at the comments here. Each gas station is different in a type of graphic, so that's nice. So it gives you the average speed, the time, and how many points you had. And so you just press the fire button to continue on to the next level. And so you have, as you go, your different levels have more turns. Also, you get potholes and all kind of stuff that try to make it harder. Oncoming traffic that is more present when you're actually on later levels. So basically, you try to go to the top and end the game and have the best score possible. Test Drive is a very entertaining game for the Amiga 500. Of course, by today's standards, with all the needs for speed and stuff like that, I know what you're going to say is that this is kind of pretty lame and boring in your graphics compared to those games, but yet Test Drive is a fun game to play. And even today, even though I like Need for Speed and all those games, I still like to play Test Drive. I think it's one of those original games of the 80s that's pretty cool to play. So I give Test Drive for the Amiga 500 a score of 8 out of 10. I think it's a great game to play. It's worth trying it even today. And it's original in its way of bringing us a type of a racing game, we can say, test driving different sports cars. So if you enjoyed these looks at old games, consoles, and any old computers, well, click the subscribe button at the top of the screen. You'll be informed of all the videos we put online. If you have any comments or questions, let us know. If you have a request of a game or a console you'd like to see, let us know. We'll try to put a video online for you. And of course, take a look at all the other videos we have online. Many videos about Amigas, Atari STs, also emulation stuff with Commodore 64s, Super Nintendo. So it's worth taking a look at our channel. Lots of videos online and hundreds more coming up. So thanks for watching the Old Computer Museums channel, and hope you come back. Bye-bye.